This is the Sputnik III Germanium Fuzz from Spaceman Effects. If you're into wild, gated, and vintage fuzz tones, this thing gets pretty insane. But the real question is, can you control it? I'm Wolfie, this is Valley Wolf Studios. Let's find out. This is the full-length version. If you want the quick version, hit the link in the description. I'll put it up on the screen as well. In this first demonstration, I'm just going to keep it clean. No pedal. Just going through a WEM ER40 head into an Epiphone 1x12 cab. The calibrate is like a tone shift, keeping that in the middle, so then there's no real tone shift there. I'm going to put the fuzz about 3/4 of the way up. If I kept it lower than that, you won't really get the benefit from the pedal. You might as well buy like an overdrive. About halfway on the fuzz. This is just maxing out the range / fuzz. So now this is an interesting part of this pedal. I have not come across a pedal that does this. It does something where it oscillates the signal, a frequency that you can change. So with the tone switch in the center and the calibrate dial, you can alter what frequency is oscillating essentially, which is really, really cool for synthesizers and really heavy guitars to cut through a mix. There is also an alternative where it doesn't self-oscillate, but it still gives it some sort of EQ frequency boost. The way you do that is you dial back the scan dial below 12 o'clock and it won't self-oscillate, but it still has a kick. I'll do all three together. I'll do the clean, then the fuzz, then its special effect called drift. It's a really good way to get a boost signal without using another boost pedal. A little bit of upper presence in the higher mids, can fine tune it to your discretion. Let me know in the comments what you think of that setting. Tilt shifts, and there's definitely a shift from some sort of lower mid upwards and it gets really thick, but it still stays present. This does alter the whole pedal, so even the drift effect that you just heard, it will be altered as well. drift really synthesizes that sound. Really square wavy, synthy, but not like total crushed fat fuzz. Because I was reading, and I think they molded this up after the fuzz face. But when you drive the fuzz face, it can get really muddy. So you've got to have a tone boost, basically, which is what the drift does to make it cut through. So they've really thought through this. This pedal, it really stands out in that regards, and the crazy oscillation thing, which I keep mentioning, but keep watching for more. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and also like the video and go through and watch the other videos. But like and comment and share. It really helps the channel grow and get to the right people. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to full fuzz it. Fuzz pushed all the way, you could hear at the end that self oscillation. I didn't intend for that to happen, but that's pretty cool. That's what I'm talking about, but it gets crazier. Yeah, so with that extra gain, it's starting to self oscillate, which tells me that that oscillation signal, the drift signal, is after the fuzz because you drive more into it. So we're going to pull it back to 3/4 and the calibration around the other way. This is definitely a tone shift of the upper mids, and you'll hear it through the drift. It'll definitely cut through a lot more with even more presence. Right, so what you heard there, it shifts, so it definitely tilts. So from your perspective, here's the highs, here's the lows. It does this. So it'll take away a lot of the lows. As you can hear, it doesn't have as much meat, but it definitely has way more presence. And then with that drift, it is like an insane cutting, synthesized high end. So now we're going to go the same setting, calibrate all the way to the right with that shift upwards into full fuzz. That was so piercing that I couldn't actually hear the drums, so it's probably out, but you get what's going on. So definitely the full fuzz and the calibration definitely affects the scan. It definitely affects the scan, the way that reacts, which is oscillation effect. And you can really hear that fuzz by itself is very, that Queens of Stone Age boxy thing that they do, that really boxy fuzz. but it's also like synthesized and so broken up. It definitely is like a cut through, but then it breaks up. Really interesting. It sounds very synthesized, but not like a hard square wave synth. But then you put that drift in and it's definitely got full cut of all the lows. You can get loads of combinations for all the different dials on this thing. I have had this for years and I still am surprised with it. Now we're going to show you the tone shift button. It is basically a EQ flat setting at the moment, and then you shift it to the right. Essentially, when you switch it to the right, it is like a mid scooper, so you get a lot more thickness and a little bit more presence. So with the calibration and this, you get any EQ that you want. So it's basically a EQ selection with the fuzz as well. It's a very, very clever pedal, and I think it's overlooked by a lot of people. An EQ section, a fuzz section, and a self-oscillating boost section, which is fantastic. You've almost got 4 or 5 pedals in one. With that drift, once you calibrate it all the way right, it really turns into like a completely different sound that you can't get from any other sound on here. It's great for solos, which I'll show you later. Make sure to subscribe, guys. It really, really does help. If you like seeing guitars like this, pedals like this, basses, drums, everything, I've got the works. I've just got to move it through videos, and it really, really does help if you subscribe and also like the videos and share the videos. That's probably my favorite rhythm sound right there. You can definitely go between the two, and only just adds a little bit more cut with that drift, not as much craziness as what was happening before. Pushing the calibration knob all the way far left is switching up a lot of density. So this adds the thickness that potentially with the drift will make an awesome cutting sound. Yeah, just that thickness with that crazy, with that little bit of that synthesized effect in there, the higher mids being crushed even more. It's just awesome. And that's what the best thing about this pedal is. Everything is awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love this song.
Everything is awesome.
All right, calibration the other way. Really cool. Now, I'm going to just show you once through with clean distortion and it going crazy with the oscillation. As you power this pedal on or plug it in, if you hold down the drift switch, then it will turn it from latch to momentary, which is excellent for doing solos or choice of bringing that self oscillation in and out how you like. You can tune that self oscillation to, as you can see in the last part, you can tune it to different frequencies, so you can find the frequency of your chorus or your song or the part that you want to use that in there for. So now it is in momentary. So as I press, it engages, and as I let go, it disengages the drift. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replay back a rhythm section and I'm going to play some solo stuff over the top of it. Definitely a wicked pedal that you can find lots of combinations for to really stand out in a mix, to really stand out live. Definitely gives you a lot of room to move around with different fuzz sounds, as well as this experimentation through oscillation effect, which you could run into delays, but still keeping this fuzz right in front of your face. If you're new here, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps. All Spaceman effects are handmade in their shop in Oregon in the United States. Founded in 2009, they are kicking ass with making all sorts of ridiculously cool pedals. This has been Wolfie from Valley Wolf Studios in Australia. Wolfie over and out.